The reason I'm asking this question is because I'm not sure if you're aware at the moment, but there's the artist called Kanye West, right? Do you know Kanye West?
Oh, is he that racist one?
Can you buy Jackson 5 just because Michael Jackson eventually went on to become a potential paedophile?
Yeah.
You can't buy it, you think?
Not really my music, to be honest with you, so I wasn't entertained by it, you know.
That would help if you even liked it. Hiya, welcome to Easy English. So recently Kanye West made the news for voicing some extreme opinions and views. So this poses a philosophical and moral question. Is it possible to separate the art from the artist? Now before we get started, if you're a regular viewer of Easy English and you want to help to support myself and Easy to continue making Easy English videos or podcasts, then either subscribe below or join our membership page up above and become either a video or podcast member. Here we go. Do you think it's possible to separate the art from the artist? Just your first opinion now.
My first opinion is that I think it's an easy thing to do in terms of when you don't think about it, it's easy to disassociate.
Wagner, he was like kind of known to be also anti-Semitic, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe even a Nazi sympathizer, I guess. And the question is, do you think it's appropriate or morally correct to still buy the artist's music, artwork? Can you separate the art from the artist?
I could with Wagner, yes.
You could?
He's undoubtedly great and he's undoubtedly racist. You look for the bits you want from it, I guess.
Okay, and why do you think that you can? What's your kind of theory as to why you're able to separate it?
Well, there are none of us entirely good anyway, or entirely bad. I would think that if you achieve moments of musical greatness, it's not a reason to ignore that because you're unpleasant in some other ways.
So there are some rappers that they, like they sell like how are the streets and like how tough everything is, but then they get like a lot of money. So then it's like, oh, but if you don't separate the artist and the art, then you wouldn't listen to the people. Because they're selling something that is not what they are actually, like what they actually are.
Because they're talking about like killing people or something.
Yeah, and like, well, all this kind of stuff, but then like they actually just make a lot of money. They like drive like hammers and they have like gold on their necks.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then it's like, so it's just like a product.
That's a good point, I never thought about that. What does art kind of mean to you? Because some people, I think they like to attribute the art to the artist, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I think it's... art is how I interpret it and how I understand it. And so whether someone said something about one thing doesn't mean I can't listen to them say something about another.
Let's look at like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I suppose it wasn't completely proven, but it's pretty obvious that he was doing some dodgy stuff with children, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you can separate, when you listen to his work, can you separate that?
That's an interesting
question. Does it sour your experience of his work?
100%, it will do.
In my opinion, once someone kind of releases something, then it's not really theirs anymore. It's like, I feel like it's mine a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, can I just record this? Hang on, just while you're doing it.
I feel like it's kind of mine. Like when, for example, Morrissey, right? He has some potentially kind of nationalistic kind of views.
Sure.
But what his work means to him doesn't mean the same what it means to me. So for that reason, I kind of think it's not. I can separate it essentially.
All right.
It's not his work anymore. It's work for the world to listen to and to analyze and to make what they want it to.
Sure.
But where I'm stuck is, I also like someone like Kanye West's music. I like.
Right.
But if I'm going to buy it, I'm then giving him money, and I'm very aware that he has like anti-Semitic views.
Sure.
You know, Morrissey also has some very kind of maybe borderline racist, definitely nationalistic-y kind of stuff going on in his moral compass. So do you think you can separate it? Is it possible?
I think you probably can separate it. I think the issue I always have, if I'm honest, is whether someone's actually producing the art because they believe in the art,
right,
or whether they are actually being more of a commercial, because that's what people want to see. That's what they're expecting. So, yes, I do get there are people who actually produce art for art's sake.
Yeah.
I think some of that can be considered quite pretentious, and that is it just their own kind of internal kind of, this is what I like, which is great.
Okay.
But you just keep it yourself. You don't need to share it with me. But actually, I do actually have this issue where people are producing art sometimes because they think that's what people want to see, rather than necessarily what they believe in.
This video is sponsored by italki, the site that allows you to find online language teachers for one-on-one tutoring. As a new user, you'll get $10 in italki credits after your first lesson if you register using the link go.italki.com/easy English. If you don't like reading complicated language books or listening to pre-recorded audio courses, then italki is for you. You'll get to practice your conversational skills under different real-world scenarios, as speaking with humans is the best way to learn a language. You can customize your lessons to cater for your learning needs and interests, and the one-on-one lessons provide you undivided attention with teachers at your preferred time, whether you're at home, at the airport, or at your local park. You have complete access. So head on over to italki with this link, go.italki.com/easy English to start your first lesson and get $10 in lesson credits.
So if I see what I like, I don't care who it comes from.
Yeah, okay.
I just like it, but then you as a person, I'm not gonna feel, what's the name? I'm not gonna appreciate you as a person or respect.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Like you'd have it on your wall, but if someone said, "Isn't this a blah blah blah?" You'd be like, "Yeah, but I don't like him." But...
Yeah, I don't like him, but I like what he does.
Okay.
You know, so I think you can do that.
So you think, regardless of whatever they've done, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Not all the time. So it depends. Like there are some things that is not at all.
Yeah,
no?
I heard Hitler was a good artist, but you probably wouldn't buy an Adolf Hitler and have it on your wall.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
So maybe there is a line. Maybe there is.
Yeah, it could be a line. Yeah.
Just no Hitler. No.
Yeah. That's the thing. No, it's like if you think like that, it should be like in all kind of ways, not only for no Hitler, but like the rest is fine.
It's hard, right?
It's hard.
It's a philosophical question. Would you buy it? Would you buy have you bought like a Kanye West album, or have you bought a Morrissey album?
I have not. No,
you haven't?
I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
Do you think then it is morally correct, or it would be ignorant, maybe, let's say that, it would be ignorant to not research the artist before you bought their work?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair enough comment, yeah.
So you should do your homework.
Especially if there was kind of any kind of doubt, most people you don't have to, do you? But every now and again, someone like Michael Jackson, as you say, he's probably he done very well, but at the same time, there was always like the suspicions, wasn't there? So
here's another weird one where there's like the line is blurry.
Yeah.
How does it work with Jackson 5?
Yeah.
When he was like 12 or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
how does that work?
God knows, but I think his dad was a bit of a monster, wasn't he? So I understand, so you kind of maybe understand, I don't know, he's bound to have had some sort of hung-ups.
Did he beat them or something,
I think
quite
so.
Badly?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So I'm led to believe. So.
But can you buy Jackson 5 just because Michael Jackson eventually went on to become a potential paedophile?
Yeah.
You can't buy it, you think?
Not really my music, to be honest with you, so I wasn't entertained by,
That would help if you even liked it. Where I have another stumbling block is, because I make these like little films, right, and I'm aware that Harvey Weinstein, right, he produced thousands of movies and he did horrendous things, but movies aren't just about one person, and the money doesn't just all go to him. No. So how do you navigate that? Like, how could you watch a Tarantino movie anymore because he produced it?
Yeah.
Could you? Because actors have people, or like a musician has a drummer, and the musician might be awful, but their drummer still needs to get paid.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get around that.
Again, I suppose it's looking at the context of when it was produced and when it's not, because basically, I think you're right with the film. That was maybe made 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
With everyone used to actors, technicians, etc.
Yeah.
And not saying it's right or wrong. Well, no, it was wrong. We're not saying it's right. So, not saying it's right. But in that period, I think people, it was a different sort of period, different era, and people maybe had suspicions, but maybe weren't convicted of it. And I think going back again to this conviction thing is that if Gary Glitter brought out an album or record next year, everybody who's involved that knows all about him.
Right.
They've contributed. They have decided to align themselves with him. To be honest, they shouldn't have any more sympathy than he's got.
That's good. That actually helps me.
People previously were maybe caught up in that whole kind of ethos. They weren't aware of it. They may have known about it and turned a blind eye.
Yeah.
But I don't know that because I can't get into their minds. But I do know that anyone who makes it now, if he produced a film now, think, well, actually, hang on a minute. Everyone knows about this.
So I could now go and buy Pulp Fiction because you have to put it back to when you have to date it. You can't just say...
You have to date it to when it was, yeah.
That helps me out a lot.
Yeah.
So I can still buy Kanye West's old albums, but if he puts anything now, it's...
You can do. You're asking the wrong people at Kanye West. You need to ask him, not me.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Right.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. Let us know in the comments below your opinion on this philosophical question. Are you a fan of an artist with controversial views? Then let us know why you're choosing to or not to support their work. And we'll see you next week. Ta-ra!